2 seconds now. Right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for the Manchester United versus Man City post-mortem or post-match reaction. Manchester United lose 3-1 at the Etihad. Joining me today is Amaya. Obviously, I'm sure many watchers pretty much show where you're on, and a few other videos you've done as well. So, Amaya, before we move into the game, I'll ask you, how are you besides Man United losing?
I'm good. I was better when like was I optimistic we were gonna win? No. Did I take my pants off when Rashford scored? Yes. Did I think we were going to bottle it? Yes. So all in all, I'm kind of okay. I'm happier about the performance really, because if you look at it, we were solid up to the point where our subs came in, which was like we had no subs. You look at their bench, you look at our bench. I was like, once we made the subs, I was like, we're done for anyway. So I'm trying not to let it sink in and ruin my mood. I feel like we didn't do ourselves too much of a we didn't do we did ourselves not, I wouldn't say justice, but we didn't like, it wasn't a limp tick performance like it was against Fulham.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, you look at the goal that Rashford got. I went absolutely ballistic. I thought, holy shit, it was too good to be true at that time. It was too early, and then as soon as we scored, City just kept hitting us. I mean, you look at the stats there. I mean, they dominated. As much as I hate to admit it, they deserved the win. You know, I mean, like it or not, they deserved the points. I mean, look, I thought, well, obviously we're starting the first half. I thought, it was what I expected. To be honest, we set back, soak up all the pressure, City to be hitting us. I mean, did you expect anything different, or what you seen was what you expected?
I think the first half went exactly as we planned.
Yeah.
We were soaking up all the pressure, and we were not only we were dealing with it well, we were also looking dangerous on the counter. Like we had a very good chance of getting Marcus 1v1 against Edison. Like that was like a very key chance which he kind of headed down onto the ground. That was we had our chances in the first half. We didn't.
Right. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't
Did
know
we
what's
just get
going on.
doxxed? Did we just get
Yeah.
doxxed by any chance?
I just, man, everything just, what I mean, it's just gone wrong today, Manchester United. Fuck's sake. But look, we were speaking about what you expect. What I think I said, what you seeing was it what you expected?
Yeah, it was effectively we were going to get we were going to concede a hell of a lot of shots, and I feel like we were doing it comfortably well in the first half. If you look at how like Onana made some very good saves, but like Johnny Evans and Varane were holding them off pretty well, and it was pretty evenly matched. Like they had some chances, but we were defending them pretty well. Uh, and we were getting our chances on the other side of the pitch. How many chances were we actually expecting to get from Manchester City? Like 4, 5. That's the only amount you can get, and we got like 3. So I think we were reasonably well in the first half. I think there were we could have been a bit better in possession when we had it, but still, I think we did well in the first half. Second half, we crumpled because we just didn't have the legs to compete with Manchester City.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could see that, the difference in quality. Yeah, I'm not sure I know. Well, I was obviously watching it on Sky, and Gary Neville was like, he said before halftime that we looked leggy before halftime because we were constantly chasing after not chasing after Man City because they were kind of hitting us. I mean, look, 3-1. Some expected us to get annihilated today. Some did. Some were expecting us to get hammered. And look, we didn't get hammered. You know what I mean? It was, I'm not gonna say, oh my god, we lost 3-1, lovely stuff. A win for us. It's not. You obviously want to beat your neighbours, Man City. You want to beat them. But I thought that Lindelof left back. I mean, look, I know we can't. We have no other options. But I'm sorry, mate. I cannot deal with Lindelof left back. There was times today where you miss Luke Shaw on the coming on that left hand side.
I think he did better than Amrabat did. Like at least
Look,
he didn't.
Yeah, look. Well,
He
look.
didn't
Amrabat was
assist
shit when
Haaland.
he came on. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
no,
I was like,
again,
we
I'm
were
glad
playing
Amrabat.
with 4 defenders. We were playing with like 3 centre backs, and one of them was just makeshift left back. So I think he managed to hold off Foden well for the first half, but you could tell after a while it was not his strong suit. Once they equalized, we moved and we subbed Willy Kambwala on. He came right back, and Diego Dallo came left back. We got a bit more control and over Foden, but still they got through.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to keep Foden. It's hard to keep Foden quiet. You got to, Haaland's. I mean, look, there was a chance he had in the first half, and I know we lost, but I mean, I don't know how we didn't score it. I'm not sure whether you know what I'm on about. It came straight across to face a goal, and yeah, I mean, look, it was just one of them. I thought Onana, to be fair, was actually solid in the first half, though.
He was man for me. He was man of the match. He was keeping us in it. His ball up to Bruno for Rashford's goal was sublime. He was doing well. Yes, second goal he could have done better, but we know Onana and grounded shots are not a good mix. Like he does well in the air, but sometimes the ball just rolls in under his palm quite often. It happens. How many shots did we get? Out of 27, he managed to keep out like 24. So I would say, sorry, out of 8 shots on target, he managed to keep 5 of them out. So that's not easy doing again. That's not something not many goalkeepers can do against Manchester City.
Yeah, we have a Manchester United fan who literally is now Manchester United fan who he was not happy with the result. And look, it's understandable. None of us, me and him, aren't happy. I know we're coming on here calm, but look, it'd be easy to come on here and go mental and slaughter everyone, but it's not. It's more of a
So
slap.
I was on another channel's live chat, and like most of the City fans had migrated onto that one, and they were all just hammering. And even in my own supporters group, I was listening in, and as the way we conceded those shots caused a lot of outrage to us. It wasn't as if it was some out out brilliant play. They just passed right through our midfield, and they just came into the box and then fucked us over. Pause. But yes, you understand what I mean.
Yeah, Yeah. No, look. Obviously, in game, everyone was pissed off. Like I was just going mental because, you know, we just. I mean, I don't think we held on to the ball for like more than 10, 20 seconds. You know what I mean? Like in the second, when we went forward, we kept going back and look. City, don't get me wrong. City are that there's a reason why they're champions and all that sort of stuff. Um, but we obviously look, you're going to struggle. You know, it wasn't a full force team. I'm not using injuries as an excuse because it would have been a different. Would we have still lost? Maybe not. You just don't know.
No, yeah, I'm definitely using injuries as an excuse. They brought on Julian Alvarez, who's a World Cup winner. We brought on Anthony.
Do you
That
reckon the
in that
subs
should
kind of
explain.
cost us a bit? Do you reckon the subs kind of not cost us, but made us
Yeah,
more
no, it
vulnerable?
was. We were,
Yeah,
as soon as Marcus Rashford came off, Kyle
yeah.
Walker had no problem walking into our half. The only reason we were not getting overloaded by Kyle Walker was because Marcus was pulling him back. Because he knew that he's the only one with enough pace to get next to Rashford and probably beat him.
Mm,
If Once Rashford came off, and I think we subbed him on for Anthony. Firstly,
yeah,
he went to the other side, so he was not Walker's problem anymore. And then they just continuously boxed us in. And once City do that, it's really, and we didn't have the legs. Garnacho had a very poor shit ass game, and he we were not like he was basically turning into a shell of himself. He wasn't clattering to any players, he was just hiding, he was trying to play it safe for some reason. And because he was doing that, he was playing it right, giving it right back to them. Once Marcus came off, the wheels came off. We couldn't defend so many relentless pressures that they were putting on us. And when we had the ball, we were trying to play it out through them, which was not an option. We had to play a long ball, but we didn't have anyone who could receive the long balls. So once we made the subs, the game was basically done for us. We couldn't have just kept on playing 90 minutes of this team. We would have gotten more injuries. So once we made the subs, I had basically resigned that we were losing.
yeah. I mean, it's just hold on. It's just Manchester United when we concede a goal, we still kind of our heads go down, and that was worry when City scored. That our heads go down. Now look, we defended well, but the second half, City were obviously going to get better and stronger as the game went on. Again, the subs, I do agree. I felt like, he brought on Kambwala and took off Evans. Then
Evans.
he brought Rashford and took off Rashford, brought on Anthony. I mean, look, and then I know Garnacho had a shit game, but he took him off and brought on Forson. Like,
Yes, I think
Forson's
he took Menu off of Wilson, and I'm not sure who he brought on for
Amrabat.
Amrabat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
So,
sure who he brought him on for.
oh, well, it was
Garnacho, I think. Garnacho. Yeah, I think he brought
Garnacho won Forson off, which, look, our bench was poor. I mean, if
nothing.
anything,
We had like 4 teenagers and 1 lone player and 100 million flop. That's it.
yeah, exactly. Aditya says that Rashford goal was Swaz Techers. It was a good goal. I will give it. I'll have to say it was a good goal, and the same old disappointing display. Yeah, well, look, when we got that first goal, it was a bit lovely. We have the lead. Now we can get a second. And there was a time in the first half where Rashford was through, and then the control, and then Walker got back and just took it off. And look, Rashford has pace, Walker has pace, and he's strong. I mean, I hate Kyle Walker with an absolute passion. I fucking despise him. But yeah, look, you can tell that it wasn't our strongest team. And look, if it was our strongest team today, mate, do you reckon it would have been the same outcome, or would have been a different outcome? You know what I mean? Again, it's hard to know. It is hard to know.
It's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like maybe Martinez would have made a bit of difference when he played. If he would have come on instead of Kamwala, I wouldn't have started Martinez. But like if he would have come on instead of Kamwala, maybe we'd have a bit more control in possession. Maybe if we had Mount instead of Anthony, we could have played that. We could have maybe even, I mean, Luke Shaw was a big miss. We were constantly getting bombarded from that left hand side. So Luke
Yeah,
Shaw was a big miss. So we could have done it, but I you can't tell because City was sitting like on first gear when they were in the first half, and then when they turned up, we crumpled like a cheap house of cards.
yeah. I mean, Manchester United fan says we just have to accept it. They are miles better than us. Well, they are. We're not sitting here and saying we're not. Again, if
They won a
you
treble, we won the Carabao Cup. So like,
yeah, look, exactly.
there's
Like, I think we are accepting that, we are, they are, well, they're miles ahead of us. They know, they have, it's like the saying, you have a strong head on your shoulders. You can see, they're in a good position. Hopefully, well, Manchester United, we have a back in a similar position. We don't know. Hopefully, before this decade comes to an end. Um, but yeah, I just, you do worry because a lot of people, someone was, just this person, he keeps commenting, and I do watch alongs. I don't know why, but they just want me to get to the Ten Hag out. And City scored Foden scored the first goal, and then it was Ten Hag's fault. Look,
yeah,
and people
I
said
heard that a
before,
lot as well. Yeah,
and people
because
have said, I'm like,
yeah,
no, go ahead.
no, you were saying something.
People have said, I've watched fan channels. I'm sure we all watch other people's fan channels, and they've kind of said, don't judge Ten Hag on, the team he has now. Judge him on when he has everyone back. Judge him then, because look, when Shaw was back and when Martinez came back and Casemiro and Rasmus and all that, Rasmus obviously wasn't out for a long period of time, but still, we were doing well. We beat Aston Villa. We were doing well. We weren't, tearing people apart, but you could see what we were trying to do. Now it's back to the same thing, you know what I mean? And look, I'm not Ten Hag out, even if I'm
No,
not,
of course not.
it's Man City. What you expect, you know what I mean? It's Man City,
No,
you know what I mean? I just,
100%. Like some people have got it in their heads that we are in a position to even like challenge Manchester City. That's Manchester City. They haven't lost in I think 34 games. Like we
yeah,
just lost to Fulham at home. Where is your expectation levels? Like, are you expecting us to go to the empty head with half our we have an injured 11 which beats our current playing 11. You
yeah,
expect us to go with no striker and just manage to beat Manchester City, and if we don't, it's Eric Ten Hag out. It makes no sense. Like,
I know.
don't do that. Think about it. Like, think about it. We didn't have Aaron Van Bissaka, so our best defender was not there. But I think Diogo did very well to clamp Doku. I feel like if we had Aaron Van Bissaka and Diogo Dallo, we would have been much better off when Alvarez was subbed on. Menu did a good job at marking KDB in the first half. I feel like that goes under the radar. Menu was doing well to keep up with KDB. It was just after continuous, like, he's an 18-year-old. You can't expect so much from so little,
Yeah,
really. So I feel like everyone who says, like, Ten Hag out because you couldn't beat Manchester City is just crackers, just just like sort of like there's no point in talking to them.
exactly. I mean, I said it in the preview. I said if Man City were without Haaland, De Bruyne, Walker, and I don't know, say fucking.
Just take Rodri, De Bruyne out of their team. I guarantee we have a better chance of beating them.
I didn't think De Bruyne was great today though. Like he was a trap, but like I don't think he was,
Yeah,
you know,
so
there.
Menu was on his ass. So like
Yeah,
if but unfortunately what happened was they just have such a giant quality, like the depth in
yeah,
their quality and the quality of the our depth are just like that. Like
hmm
when we have nothing working for us, we have no one else to help us out. They have an entire boatload of wealth. Admittedly,
yeah,
most of that money is oil money, which is against FFP rules, and I can't wait for them to go to the Cheshire League for that. But they're still getting the players there. What have we got? All our players that we could bring off the bench are injured, and I don't know, Eric. So, what was Eric supposed to do here? I ask
Yeah.
you the question, Dean. What was he supposed to do differently here that we would have had a better result?
None. He had his hands tied. Exactly. He couldn't have done anything else. If he comes in, he wants to play from the back. That's what he wants to do. He wants to do what Man City do and the Liverpool's and all the other top clubs in the world. But you can't do that with Johnny Evans at the back, Victor Lindelof. You can do it with say Shaw, Varane, Martinez, and Dallo and Casemiro and them. But you can't do it with that team you had today. And if we went in there, it's funny though because if Ten Hag came out yesterday or in the press conference and said we're going to go toe to toe with this, and we go toe to toe and get hammered, it's on Ten Hag because he sits back and beat them on the counter attack. People are still we were ahead in the game. I just don't know what people expect with the players we have available and. Yeah, I just don't get it. I really, really don't get it. It's not like we lost, 7-0. We're a strong team.
We 6-3, by the way, over there last year. So, from 6-3, 3-1 is a generous downgrade.
Exactly. And, we probably had a stronger team then. I don't know. Maybe we're still Rashford striker, for fuck's sake. But look, he put the ball in the back of the net. I want to ask you because I think it was Ederson came out, Garnacho, penalty appeal. Did you think it was a penalty, or what was your verdict on that? Because many people have said it was. Many people said it was over today.
In the interest of fairness, I would say it wasn't a pen. He got the ball, but the way he slid through is a dangerous tackle. He should have been booked for the dangerous tackle. If that was Casemiro, he'd been booked. They'd have checked it on VAR, found out that it's some part of Casemiro's stud touched Ederson, and then they would have sent him off. It's bullshit. The reason so Marcus went down because admittedly it was a soft challenge, but then just 5 minutes after their goal, Foden goes down or Doku goes down for the same thing against Dallo, which was even weaker than that, and he gives a foul to them. So make sense.
Yeah. He should have at least gotten a booking, Ederson.
Yeah, that was a booking. Ten Hag. I checked a stat. Ten Hag has got 5 bookings. He's the third highest booked person from Manchester United. It's Bruno, I think Casemiro, and then Ten Hag.
Do you prefer to see Ten Hag animated, or do you rather just see him, stand on the sidelines and be boring and quiet?
I was there when Ollie used to sit in the back in the seat, and I used to hear people complain about that. And I've seen people complain about how much Ten Hag gets booked for going up into the ref's face. So honestly, I don't care. It's up to the gaffer. I don't care.
Just once we get the win.
Honestly,
you look at Fergie. I'm sure he was animated, but he wasn't. Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola. Look what he did. He was an absolute.
Arteta. He wasn't just going around cheering on his team, going around like a hopping little bunny.
Yeah, I know. Manchester United fan says our team is so fragile. 3 important players out, then we start to crumble. Yeah, well, definitely. We definitely do start to crumble. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. And those 3 important players out, and then you include the rest. It's not ideal. Some ass.
Assis Bhatia.
Assis.
I don't know who this jackass is, but all I need to say is the fact that you're on a Manchester United fan channel instead of your own just proves my point. Which side? I mean, to be honest, I don't even need to argue about this. Our supporters were louder than theirs in their own home stadium. So
yeah. That's funny.
I could hear our chants all the time up until like they got two goals. After that, we kind of left the ground, but like yeah.
sorry, sorry. he can't. He can't find a City fan channel. Oh my god. Wait,
Ah,
I'm not sure what it. Yeah. I think that's what he meant. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But Manchester is blue. Yes, of course. Enjoy the
Yeah.
Cheshire League.
I mean, 115 charges. Yeah. Let's see how that plans out. But look, we lose. You look at this again. City dominated. He says all. It's it's the biggest club in the world. I don't care what anyone says. You know what I mean? I'm not being biased. Maybe I am, but don't care.
No, you're
I'm
not.
allowed
It's
to.
fine.
Yeah. But yeah, look. I mean, it's always shite losing a derby. You know what I mean? Because we all see you with an
Yeah.
absolute passion. I want them to win anything. But look, we now
But
going there
hey,
today.
look at the bigger picture here. If this means that the Dippers don't get the number 20, I'm for it. I don't care. Because like everything that this blue team wins is tainted and doesn't count. If the Dippers win their number 20 in that smelly little scruffs last year, that's something that I don't really want. So I don't care if these guys win it. Like even if they do a four in a row, like I think that if we just post one video of like Garnacho taking a shit, it'll go more viral than them doing four in a row. I don't care.
It's like was it the Champions League, and they won the treble. And I think it was some I don't know what it was, but something else got more views. I don't know what it was, but something related to Manchester United.
It was Garnacho's bicycle kick that got more
Oh
views
yeah,
than their
then winning the Club World Cup. I think it was.
No, no,
I think
no.
that was.
So Garnacho's bicycle kick got more interactions on Twitter than Manchester City winning the treble, which just goes to show that they're like. I feel like I mean 1/3 of their entire fan base is in our chat. So like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, when he comes back and says Ten Hag should be sacked and Ederson tackle was not a penalty.
I don't think it was a
No,
penalty, but it was a booking.
yeah, oh no, that wasn't a penalty. Even when they were checking it, I was like, they're not going to give it because it wasn't. But Ten Hag should be sacked again. I always ask people this: who are we going to replace him with? Someone can actually
Exactly.
back to that. It's so actually funny enough. I asked someone that said that the one that asked me Ten Hag out, and I says no, I don't want him out. And then if he does go, who are you going to bring in? They put in Antonio Conte, right? Julian Nagelsmann, Hansi Flick, Tuchel, Xabi Alonso, which is probably going to go to Liverpool, and Zinedine
You
Zidane.
can't have
We're not
this
getting
Scouser.
any of them. We're not getting any of them. And I don't want any of
And
them.
exactly, like what's the point? Like we will be. I mean, Conte is not the man he once was. He's basically Jose Mourinho without hair. Like
Yeah.
he's not he won't be able to do shit. He'll just make us seem good for a while, then fall out with everyone, and it's just going to be hell. Zidane is not good in the league. He's a good cup manager, but I don't think he's good in the league. He's won like 1 in 4. And Nagelsmann, we saw him get sacked from like he almost bottled Bundesliga without Harry Kane in it. So like he was this close to like Bayern not winning their 11th in a row. Like it was only because Dortmund bottled it that they didn't win it. They didn't win it on merit. And if I'm not mistaken, when Nagelsmann came to Old Trafford, we put a 5-0 drubbing on him. So like
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Jeez, that
Hansi
was
Flick is
cold.
most probably going to go back to Bayern. Like I don't see
Yeah,
him
well,
come
it's
to United.
people are struggling at a team that has Harry Kane. So, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I don't want Tuchel at all.
Well,
Like, I don't see the allure in him. I think he got a good tune out of that Chelsea squad, which Frank Lampard was not able to because he's a shit manager. But yeah, I don't think Tuchel's time at Chelsea as a like in the league was good at all. I think it was shambolic.
Yeah. Manchester United fan says hashtag Ten Hag in, love it. Yeah. Jose Mourinho and Zidane.
I just explained why neither of them will work. The cup managers were not in any cups.
Cup next season, no, no, Jesus, come on!
I'll chase him out with a pitchfork. I'll come to Manchester to chase him out with a pitchfork.
Yeah, exactly. But look, Manchester United lose at the Etihad. You know, regardless of if we think City are miles better than us, we're still going to hate them. We're still going to take the piss out of them. You know, it's always funny. There's actually City fans, for all them going around, you know, this past few days saying, "Oh, we're going to hammer them. This isn't this." I actually found a City fan channel before I came on the watch along. Funny enough, and they were nervous. So you know, they were nervous, and they even named out their team, and they were nervous. And they called Rashford.
Both
they said, "What?
Both of them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So look, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter. Big or small, Man United are
better, bigger. So never mind.
Yeah. But look, we lose, unfortunately. Top 4. What are you saying, Emma? Any chance
gone,
now?
Gone. It's gone. Don't worry about it. Say hello to that Europa League team for another year.
I'll be honest, it was gone before the Fulham loss. I'll be honest with you. I just didn't back us.
No, I think the Fulham loss basically cemented it. I think now we're 11 points behind Aston Villa. I don't see us making that deficit back. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just get the season done. You know what I mean, please.
Yeah, we're going to lose one more time at the very least in the next few games. So it's gone. It's gone.
Well, it's Everton next weekend, Saturday lunchtime, 12:30. So
I know. Might be in a bit of a different setting. I'm going home for that weekend, so I'll talk to you from there.
Yeah, well, look, hopefully it's a week away, so we can all go relax. I will be on a player ratings video, should be out later on, so that'll be out soon. Emma, appreciate everything you've done today. Obviously you've done the pre-match show earlier on, so I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, thanks for coming on as well.
Always a pleasure.
Manchester United fan says everything should be easy. Here's hoping, fingers crossed. But look, thanks everybody for joining. Like I said, follow our socials as well. Actually, links in the description. Subscribe if you're new. Like, comment, all that good stuff. Yeah, good man, Amaya. Good man. And yeah, look, I'll see you all later on for the player and shouting again, Amaya. Thanks for coming on.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Speak to y'all on the next one.
Cheers.